Hanging with my Gnomes, my Gnomies. Hi girls and boys, how are you today? This is week 4. We have 2 weeks left in our summer reading program. This is for the primary. And guess what? Today we're going to talk about gnomes. And I have the storybook we're going to read, and then we have a little packet for some crafts that you're going to do. But let's first read the story. And we're in the middle of, you might sing my little song that we made up about the gnomies. Hanging with my gnomies, my gnomies. You like my gnomies? This is my collection of gnomes that I brought. Okay, they go in my garden. And this book is called I'm a Gnome. Let's get rid of these glasses. I'm a gnome. And it is by GCPL Menenhaus and illustrated by Polly Bernatine. Okay, here we go. Hey, you! I bet you're looking for the annual Gnome Festival. Don't worry, I can show you the way. I'm a gnome. Say it with me, gnome. It's spelled G-N-O-M-E. But don't ask me why the G is silent, because I have no idea. Oh, don't shuffle your feet. We don't have time for that sort of flummadiddle. There's a party to get to, and they certainly won't wait on us. Follow me. You think he's singing his song? Hanging with my gnomies, my gnomies. What are you doing? That's not the Gnome Festival. Those are elves. Don't you know how to tell the difference between one magical creature and another? Do you know how? Even though elves and gnomes both like hanging out in the forest, gnomes are not elves. We just aren't. This is the elf. Look at him. Go ahead and wave. He's friendly. Elves crack jokes and they have pointy ears. And just look at those striped leggings. Do you see me wearing stripes? Okay, maybe sometimes, but long johns don't really count. Neither do bathing suits. Anyway, that's besides the point. Gnomes aren't elves. This guy here, he's an elf. E-L-F. Now say goodbye. Bye. We don't have all day. Where do you think you're going? That's not the Gnome Festival. That's a cave. Do you know what hangs out there? Do you know? Dwarves. That's right, not gnomes. And this fella here is a dwarf. He uses a pickaxe to mine things like gold and gems. Stay out of his way. He's working, and oh my, he'll be grumpy if you interrupt him. We gnomes, we don't do things like mining, and we definitely don't use pickaxes. Well, okay, there was a time when my Uncle Finkelwink got stuck between some boulders while trying to harvest the pebble berries, and we had to use a pickaxe to get him out. But that doesn't really count. And whatever you do, don't tell him I told you that. Anyway, as I was saying, those are dwarves. Come on, if you don't get moving, you're gonna make me late. You never wanna be late for the Gnome Festival. You might want to hold your nose for this part of the journey. Can you hold your nose? We sound funny when we hold our nose, don't we? No, of course this is not where the Gnome Festival is. See this swamp? This is the sort of place trolls like. Do you see the trolls? Trolls, you heard me. T-R-O-L-L-S. They hang out under bridges and they gather rocks for building. Trolls have wild hair and they eat skunk cabbage porridge. Doesn't sound good, does it? We gnomes, we don't hang out in swamps. Well, okay. If you're going to get that technical, maybe sometimes we hang out in swamps, but only when we've been invited to a cookout or a picnic. And we never eat skunk porridge. Why? Just last week, Jambalaya Gatorsmith had a barbecue, and we roasted mushrooms and toadstools and, oh, never mind all that. Gnomes aren't trolls. Our hair is not wild. Okay, maybe sometimes, but that doesn't matter. We are gnomes, for goodness sake. Come along, we're gonna miss this festival. Why are you slowing down again? The festival is definitely not in the brook over there. See how it's all twinkly and sparkly? That's because there are fairies there. And if there's one thing we are not fairies. Look at the fairies. Twinkling. That's right, fairies. F-A-I-R-I-E-S. They can fly while doing magic at the same time. Gnomes don't fly, we fall really fast. Sure. Oh, luckily, we also bounce. Sometimes we hitch a ride with a bird, and technically that's flying, but that doesn't happen nearly as much as we'd like it to. Just look at the way those fairy folk flit through the air. We are too clumsy to be fairies. Which brings me back to my point. We are gnomes. We have round, jiggly, piggly bellies, twinkling eyes, and a big, fluffy white beards. Okay, except for the females and the kids, of course. Gnomes. We made it. Just look at all these gnomes. Now you can see how different we are from the elves and the dwarves and the trolls and fairies. Can you see everybody? Look at that. Do you see any gnomes wearing stripes? Well, perhaps that's not the right question. Where do you see them wearing stripes at? Remember he said bathing suits don't count. And I think that's what they're wearing, stripes, bathing suits. Well, nobody has a pickaxe around here yet, right? Scratch that one too. What's he using a pickaxe for? Looks like chocolate. Wild hair, definitely no wild hair here. Oh, wait a minute, forget that. Well, at least there's absolutely no one flying about. Oh, never mind, because look, they are flying. I guess when it comes to gnomes, you should just look for a red pointy hat. We always wear those. Look at this. See all my little gnomes? What do they have on? Red pointy hats. Okay, fine. Not always. But for goodness sake, leave us be. Why was that gnome not wearing his hat? Because he was tired probably from all the festival. So he was taking himself a nap and wanted to be left alone. I don't blame him. When I'm tired, I want to be left alone too. And in case you don't have yours out, you want to get your markers. I guess you could use your crayons too, but your markers will do a much better job. And you'll have a bag that looks like this. And in that bag, there's also 2 sheets of paper, and it's called the Hiding Gnome Game. And you can cut these little houses out, and you have a little gnome on this other page to cut out too. And you can color them up any way you want to. You could have a different color house for each one of them. And hide your gnome under there and play a game with maybe your mom and dad or your brothers, sisters, or just a friend that's come by. And it tells you how to do that. But also in the packet, what you need to really use your markers for is you have 2, not 1, but 2 of these. And you need to color these up to really pretty colors. You'll make your flower maybe a purple or pink or red, whatever your favorite color is. But you want to do your stem maybe green and the big leaves in green. And then you probably got a heart. Not everybody's got the same ones. So this package just had a heart and a flower, but yours may have something else in it. But you want to color them up, and they're wind chimes. And then you can hang these out in your garden or your mom and dad's garden. Or if you don't have a garden, you can just hang it up in your room. And they'll, when you hear the wind hits them, they'll jiggle. And then I'm not going to open this one because this one's actually my granddaughter's Audrey's, because we didn't leave out enough. But you have a little gnome to make. It's a peel and stick, and it's going to be a magnet that you can put on your refrigerator. So I'm hoping that when you get yours made, you'll have somebody to take a picture and you'll send it to me under the program and in the comments. And like I said, we only got 2 weeks left. And then we're going to do some prizes, maybe a few little prizes. And I'm hoping that people that will do the comments, I'm going to use those as one of the prizes. So make sure you get some kind of a comment underneath your pictures. And it's not too late. If you want to go back to some of the other programs and send me a picture of something you did on those, go ahead. That's great. And the other thing that I want to talk to you about is reading books. I don't care if they're books from home, from the library. If you want to make a list, try to read a little bit before you go back to school. Make you a list of reading books. I'm going to challenge you. Try to read at least 10 books for this July. I would really appreciate it, and I know you would have fun doing it, and you never know where the adventure is going to take you at. You may find yourself at a Gnome Festival. But I enjoyed hanging out with you today. It's short and sweet, but it's been fun. So we're going to go off with Hanging with My Gnomies, my Gnomies. See you next week.